Welcome to this presentation on the grand challenges for social work. My name is Samantha Flynn and I'm an advanced standing MSW student at the University of South Carolina. There are 12 grand challenges for social work, and according to the AASWSW, they are broad but discrete concepts where social work expertise can be brought to bear on bold new ideas, scientific exploration, and surprising interventions. This presentation focuses on ensuring healthy development for all. This is important because millions of young people receive treatment for severe mental, emotional, and behavioral problems yearly. This does not even include the children who require treatment but do not have access to it. This presentation focuses on the article Prevention of Schizophrenia and Severe Mental Illness, written in response to the Grand Social Work Challenge of Ensuring Healthy Development for All. Written by Jordan DeValder, this focuses on early intervention regardless of age of which psychosis onset occurs. This is important because schizophrenia is the leading cause of disability and health expenditure worldwide. A majority of research focuses only on medication and ignores psychosocial aspects of preventing schizophrenia. On this slide, you can see DeValder's definition of clinical high risk for young adults aged 12 to 20. Briefly, this contains presence of a psychotic symptoms, family history of schizophrenia, and a first-degree relative rapid remission of a psychotic episode, but does not meet criteria for a psychotic disorder. One of these three must be identified to qualify as a clinical high-risk youth or young adult. DeValder's paper focuses on community-level interventions on the following domains to help with prevention: health, social connectedness, self-actualization, safety, and basic needs. For example, schizophrenia has a high risk of homelessness, which impacts multiple domains. This grand challenge is important to social work practice because we, as social workers, are called to fight for social justice. Schizophrenia is associated with homelessness, substance use, social isolation, unemployment, involvement with the criminal justice system, stigma, discrimination, and excessive mortality. Social workers will most likely work with people with schizophrenia in a variety of settings. This can be in medical hospitals, state agencies, psychiatric hospitals, outpatient care, and even while social workers are out and about in their own private lives. As you can see, this is an incomplete list of populations affected by this grand challenge. Prevention would help taxpayers because more than $60 billion per year in direct costs for hospitalization, treatment, and medications, and indirect costs for lost productivity, excessive mortality, family impact, and criminal justice are being spent. Mental health clinicians who are implementing psychosocial approaches, families accessing cares, teachers, homeless shelters, local government, among others, are also impacted. All populations would be impacted by this grand challenge. There are three key innovations presented which I thought were key pieces to this reading. The first is prevention, focusing on mental health. We need to take preventative mental health approaches before symptoms onset. Because clinical high-risk youth and young adults have a greater risk of completing suicide, using early intervention and person-centered approaches allows clinicians to help clients gain insight and skills prior to any psychosis, reduce the chances of potential psychosis, and early intervention can help clinical high-risk youth, young adults, and their families access potential services and future references. Second, while the reading states that antipsychotic medications have been shown successful with clinical high-risk youth, there are major concerns regarding side effects, adherence, overprescribing, and they are feasibly to help with treatment. It is argued that we must create a psychosocial treatment which will require time and money. For example, they can be guided by family psychoeducation, supported information, CBT, among others. Finally, creating a strong community agencies that can see high-risk young adults and those with active symptoms would help to cultivate stronger care. This would allow youth to stay with their sane providers, which cultivates providers to have a more full in-depth medical history and meet more of their needs. Additionally, to help with identifying clinically high-risk individuals and early intervention, social workers need to be working interdisciplinary. They can be using medical professionals, employment specialists, teachers, psychologists, psychiatrists, addiction counselors to help increase screening and identification. Here is a list of the work used throughout this presentation. Thank you for listening.